Hello there everyone, and welcome back to my channel. You may be wondering why I'm starting this video with my sexy morning voice in my pyjamas, looking a little bit tired, and that's because I've not long woken up and it's breakfast time. However, today's breakfast is a little bit of a breakfast with a twist, because today I'm only eating foods that begin with the first letter of my first name. So if you're new around here, hello, my name is Tanya. So all of the foods that I'm eating today are going to be with a T. Subscribe down below as well if you are new around here, so you can stick around and watch some more exciting videos. But anyway, as I said, it's now breakfast time, and I really struggled to think about what I could have for breakfast that wasn't just toast. So I've got my toast, which is currently bread, but it will turn into toast. And then I saw in Asda these turkey rashers, which are unsmoked, so kind of a rip-off of bacon. I feel like maybe people buy these because they're healthier than bacon. They're 30 calories per slice, which is really good. And I've also got a little squirt of tomato ketchup to put on. And then to go with that, I also have a tropical juice drink. So I'm very excited to give that a go. I'm very excited to give the turkey rashers a go. As I said, I went to Asda yesterday and I picked up a really good range of food. So I've got breakfast, lunch, dinner, lots of snacks in between, desserts. So yeah, I am quite excited for all of this, but what I'm more excited about at the minute is my breakfast, because I am actually really quite hungry. So I'm gonna get cooking this. I don't really know how long they take to cook or anything like that, so I'm gonna figure all of that out, and then I'm gonna come back to you and show you when I'm actually sitting down and eating it, and let you know a little review of this turkey bacon. I don't know about you, but I would say that breakfast was a 10 out of 10 success. Yes, I am one of those people that doesn't really eat the crusts on bread. I don't know why. I know it tastes the same as the rest of the bread. I just don't tend to eat it. But that turkey bacon was absolutely delicious, and I couldn't really tell that much of a difference between that and the normal bacon. I don't know if the taste was kind of disguised by the tomato ketchup or the toast or what, but that was really tasty. The juice has also gone, and that tropical juice kind of reminds me of going to my grandma's as a child. I feel like she brought a really similar one to that whenever we went down, so maybe I found the exact one that she used to buy, who knows. It tasted exactly the same as what I remember. But yeah, breakfast was really good. I suppose I'll come back to you at around lunchtime, because I don't tend to eat anything in between breakfast and lunch. I can usually last right the way through, and if I'm hungry I just tend to have an earlier lunch instead. I'm quite excited for lunch, although it is quite samey, but nevertheless it all begins with a T, so that's all that matters. And it looks like we're back in the kitchen, which can only mean two things. One is that I'm hungry, two is that it's lunchtime. I haven't had any snacks in between breakfast and lunch. As I said to you guys earlier, I don't really tend to do that unless I'm having a really late lunch on accident or something like that, but I haven't eaten anything today. I've just had a shower and washed my hair, and it's all nice and fresh. But you know, when you get out in this heat, 5 seconds later you are absolutely sweating. That is my excuse for my appearance right now, because I just cannot cope with the heat. But I'm sure I've said that a million times, so I'm not going to dwell on it for any longer. Looking down at my lunch now, I actually feel very unsatisfied, I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday I thought this was such a really good idea when I was in Asda, but my original idea was to get a meal deal sandwich, which was like turkey, lettuce, bacon, anything like that. So it had toppings in it and a little bit of sauce, so it wasn't as dry. Except they didn't have any turkey sandwiches in the meal deal section, so I'm gonna have to improvise here and make my own one at home. So I've got the same bread as I had earlier. I've got some turkey breast chunks from Bernard Matthews, and because I knew that if I was selecting the ingredients to put in the sandwich myself, they'd all have to begin with a T. This is obviously going to be quite bland. I got this roasted with a hickory barbecue marinade, so hopefully that provides just a little bit of flavour for me, because this is going to be one hell of a bland sandwich. I also realised that this morning I put butter on my toast, and I wasn't meant to do that. It was just purely out of habit, so I apologise there. Kind of already failed the challenge, but we move. We're going to carry on working with it. But other than that turkey, the only thing that I've got to put on my sandwich is just tomatoes. I actually bought this bag yesterday, and look how many we have munched through. They are honestly such an elite snack in the heat. But yeah, so I've got a turkey and tomato sandwich for lunch. I'm not really looking forward to it, and I am really hungry, so I think it's going to be a case of having lunch and then dipping into some of my snacks a little bit later on before dinner, which is quite exciting actually, because at least it means I'm going to eat the snacks. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's make the sandwich. I'll do a little taste test and let you guys know what I think of it, as I did with breakfast. But I don't have very many high hopes this time. I do apologise, but I was just far too hot to be faffing around trying to film my lunch. So this is the overall result. I've got my sandwich with turkey and tomatoes. I've also got some tomatoes on the side, and I've also got a little Twix. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite dire looking at it right now, but we move, it's fine. I usually like quite a quick lunch anyway, because I can carry on doing my work and stuff. So let's do a little taste test anyway and see what we think. Oh wow, that turkey tastes like something I'd get at Subway. I usually get the chicken pieces at Subway in my sandwich. That tastes so similar. Oh my god, that is gorgeous. I'd definitely buy that again. The only thing I would say is it was quite expensive. It's like £1 for that little pack. I'd probably say there's only enough for 2 sandwiches in there, which, you know, is quite pricey when you think of it like that. But really, really delicious. Makes a nice change for lunch. I'd definitely have that again. But yeah, I'm gonna go and sit down and eat this outside in the garden, in peace and in the cool, and I'll probably get back to you when I'm having a little snack before dinner, or just when I'm having my dinner. Who knows? We'll see what my stomach desires. And a very good evening everyone, from a Tanya who looks a lot more put together now that my hair is dry. I'm a lot less sweaty. It's really, really cooled down this evening. It's actually so nice outside. However, I still feel like the heat is making me a lot less hungry than I usually am, because since I've had lunch, I've not had anything to eat, and now it's dinner time, but it's 8:30. I'm having a later dinner this evening because Charlie's working late this week, so I'm cooking this for myself and for her, so I've had to wait until she gets home. But I still just don't feel very hungry at all. I really just don't know what it is. It just must be the heat. But anyway, I am trying something this evening that I've never actually tried before, and that is tortellini. Now, they had a few different options there, but I just went for the standard ham and cheese. I was going to get garlic and herb, but I've had quite a lot of that recently, so I thought this would switch things up. I am quite excited to try. As I said, I've never ever had this before, and it says on the front, perfect with our tomato and basil sauce. So I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. I'm having tortellini, and it's literally suggesting something to go with it that also begins with a T. So I just went up to the shelf above and picked up the tomato and basil sauce that it recommended. I am a pasta girl, I do really like pasta, just never really tried this. So I'm gonna stick the kettle on and start boiling the kettle, and we're gonna see how this goes. I obviously don't have anything to have with it. There's no garlic bread, unfortunately, because that does not begin with a T. However, as I said, I'm not very hungry, but we're gonna give it a go anyway. We'll see how it goes. I'm waffling now. You can tell I've not had much human interaction today. Let's just get cooking. Alright, so first initial taste test. I don't want to get like a massive piece because I'm sure it's going to be really, really hot inside. Yeah, I'd rate that. I don't know, like, if I'd rush back and pick it up off the shelf though. Like, I'd have it again, but I wouldn't be like, oh, we have to get tortellini on the food shop this week.
Yeah.
It's alright. It doesn't really taste like ham and cheese, it just tastes a bit mushy. I'd probably give about a 5 out of 10. Would you give more? You seem to like it.
6.
6 out of 10 from Charlie, 5 out of 10 from me. It's alright, but as I said, I wouldn't rush back to the shops to pick it up, but I'll definitely enjoy it this evening and I'll eat it, so that's the main thing, I suppose. After this, I'm sure we're going to head upstairs and start winding down ready for bed, and I always like to have a cheeky little Love Island snack, and I do actually have something tonight that begins with a T, which is very, very different to my usual snack, so I'll catch up with you when I'm eating that. If I've got room for it, to be honest, but I am going to have to make room for it because I am quite excited, and I don't think the date on it lasts very long either, so I'll catch up with you when we're ready for bed and watching Love Island. Okay, so I'm now upstairs and I'm in my pyjamas. I actually take back everything I said about the tortellini. The more I ate it, the more the inside that was meant to be ham and cheese just tasted like mush. There was no flavour there, nothing. Obviously I couldn't even add any salt to the dish or anything like that, so it was quite bland. The tomato sauce I thought would regain some sort of flavour over it, if that's the word that I'm looking for, but it just it wasn't a vibe. I think I only ate about 5 or 6 pieces, and the more I ate it, the more I was just like, this isn't very nice. But I'm now in my pyjamas, we're upstairs, we're about to start watching Love Island. I've just got it paused before it begins. And my Love Island snack this evening is going to be a trifle. I don't really know what this is. It didn't really say too much on the packet. I didn't really read it in that much depth, but it looks quite creamy, a bit chocolatey. This is a chocolate trifle. They had other flavours there too, like strawberry and stuff, but I thought this is probably going to be the one that I've got most chance of liking. I don't typically like really creamy desserts. They're actually the ones that I tend to avoid, but I'm going to try and mix it up a bit so I can get a bit of each layer. So I've got the chocolate on the bottom, I don't know how you'll be able to see, that actually just looks like melted chocolate, a little brown mousse from the top, from the middle, sorry, and then like cream from the top. I really don't think I'm going to enjoy this, to be honest. They're just not my kind of desserts, but let's give it a go. Yeah, I was quite surprised at the start. I was about to say that's really nice, but I think it's just the chocolate on the bottom that I like and not all of the creamy bits, but maybe I'll just dig out the bit that I like. It's quite nice and refreshing. It's really cold out the fridge on this warm evening. Certainly wouldn't buy it again, but can definitely finish it off tonight. But that is actually the last thing that I'm going to be eating today. I also would like to point out that I have had drinks throughout the day, not just that tropical squash. I just didn't think that it was right to be not having water just because it begins with a W. So I've had water and squash throughout the day. As per usual, that's something that I wasn't going to limit, especially like during this heat wave that we've got at the minute. So I have been having that with all of my meals and just throughout the day. But this was definitely an interesting video to film. It's always nice to try out new bits and pieces food wise. Won't be having a trifle again, won't be having a tortellini again, but that turkey bacon, round of applause to that. That was really, really good. And the turkey that I had on my sandwich, that Bernard Matthews, oh pardon me, barbecue one, was really, really tasty as well. So those are definitely 2 things that I'll be buying again in the future for sure. Other than that, it was a bit of a flop, to be honest, but as I said, good to try new things. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a like, comment and subscribe down below. Comment down below any more food challenges that you might like me to film, because I'm actually getting quite into these sorts of videos. I quite like the idea of filming some more, so let me know if you have any ideas. And other than that, I look forward to seeing you all very soon in the next video. Goodbye.